Peace, y'all. What's good? It's your boy God Science. Shout out to everybody that's been watching the videos, been subscribing to the channel. Appreciate it. I sound a little pissed because this is like my third time doing the video because every time I do it, something goes wrong. But I hope this time something goes or everything goes right. As you can see on the screen is the dynamic duo, Chad Hugo and Pharrell Williams. Now, this is the music producers that inspire me, videos that I've been doing, and oh my God, talk about inspiration from these dudes in my top 5 of greatest music producers ever. To me, because some people might argue, they're there, all right, in that top 5. These brothers were amazing, okay? Now, I remember when Pharrell first came out, I didn't get the Neptunes. The song that I ever heard from them was Super Thug with Noriega. And I really didn't get that. It was a hot beat and everything, but it was so different. I didn't really get it. You know what I'm saying? But then I discovered a artist by the name of Khalees, and she had an album called Kaleidoscope. And let me just say this, she's one of the most slept on female artists of all time to me. But anyway, I listened to that album and then I was like, who the fuck are the Neptunes, man? These brothers is bad, okay? And they were doing a lot of R&B and pop around that time, and then they just went right to the right and started doing, hearing some hardcore shit by Clips. Clips had actually had an album that was floating around on the internet before they released Lord Willing. And I heard that and I was blown away by that. So I'm like, who the hell are these dudes? And then to top that off, they came out with the NERD In Search Of, which I think should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. One of the greatest albums to ever fucking be made, period. I still play that album to this day. They actually had released 2 versions, the electronic and the live version. I love the electronic version. I had to order that shit from overseas to have the electronic version. But that album right there, Run to the Sun, Lap Dance, I mean... it just don't stop. Now, at this point, I'm like, oh my gosh, I found a group that their music touches something inside of me like only certain producers can do. Earth, Wind and Fire did it. The RZA did it at a certain time when he came out. And that way, you know, there's other producers there, but nobody really ever touched that. I can't explain what I'm talking about inside of me, my soul, my spirit. But these brothers touched that. All right, and talk about dominance. There wasn't these from 2001 to I say 2004, 48 to 50% of the music on the radio was produced by the Neptunes. Okay, if you don't want to believe me, go search that shit. These dudes was dominating the music industry, and they was so fucking talented. They were able to do songs like Slave with Britney Spears, and then turn around and do something with the Alcoholics, then turn around and do some other shit for Justin Timberlake. His first album, they made Justin Timberlake first album, okay? And I don't care what nobody say. They could say Timberland. He's a great music producer, taking nothing from him. But the Neptunes is the one that made Justin Timberlake's first album, period. Okay, I don't think nobody could argue me with that shit. All right, from there, I mean, everybody was running to the Neptunes at that time. Anytime you wanted to hit the Neptunes, I mean, MC Lyte ran to the Neptunes. They were responsible for revitalizing LL Cool J's thing, his whole career with the album 10 when they came, Love You Better. They had other cuts on that album, was amazing. But I mean, these dudes was it. There was it in the game. Everybody ran to the Neptunes. All right. This is not talking with Snoop Dogg, Drop It Like It's Hot. I mean, they were fucking geniuses, man. Genius. All right. Music gods. To me. Okay. To me. I hold them on the pedestal of music gods. To me. Okay. So. And of course, they studied under the great Teddy Riley, you know. So, but I always knew that these brothers were special, man, because they were able to dominate all kinds of different. They could do anything. I even heard a song with them on Guru's Jazzmatazz. Rest in peace, Guru, man. and it with Marcy Gray, I think it was. They were everywhere, and it wasn't like their music was whack. It was amazing to me, man. It was amazing. So when they dropped, they also had the NERD. You know what I'm saying? The NERD. I have all that too. So they were able to do so many types of different music. They gave you a glimpse of what a music producer, songwriter. You know what they remind me of Quincy Jones and Rod Templeton. Now, a lot of people will be like, "What? You giving them that?" No, they remind me of Quincy Jones and Rod Templeton. Those two that made magical music. I'm not talking about great music. I'm not talking about good music. I'm talking about fucking magical music. Music that touches your soul. Now, I might be speaking a little more passionate than others because I love music so much. But the Neptunes, man, it was just, they were incredible, man. The music was incredible. I feel blessed to be able to see that run that they did and be there to hear that music. I mean, any fucking thing these dudes' name was attached to, I had to go and get it. You know what I'm saying? I had to go and get it. And a lot of people don't give Chad the respect due that he had, because he was a major part of the Neptunes. Because I know a lot of people see Pharrell in front. You know what I'm saying? Pharrell was doing majority of the hooks in the songs. You know, he was singing in the songs and things like that. And Chad was mostly in the background. He was just like in the background, you know, more involved in the music. Not saying Pharrell didn't have any part to do in the music, but Chad was more in the background. But he was a major part of the Neptunes, because you can tell even when Pharrell came out with his solo album, which I still play to this day, and I think is one of his greatest works. And I actually heard him on an interview, and he actually can't stand the album. He doesn't like the album, which is weird. But the first album that Pharrell came out with, gosh, the freaking, oh my gosh, in my mind, I forget the damn title, but in my mind, he did that without Chad. Now, the album is still hot, but you can still tell it didn't sound like really like the Neptunes, the greatness that the Neptunes were. Like if you heard Clones was one of their collaboration albums that came out. I think it came out in 2000. No, I keep saying 90, 2005, 2006. I think when Clones came out, and it was just hits after hits after hit on that album. One of their greatest projects. I mean, and this is not even, I mean, I can't sit here and mention every freaking hit song that these brothers did. Okay, but I'll be here all day. But they created so many hits. It's unbelievable, man. It's so inspiring. The run that they had. That doesn't come by like that it probably comes by every 10-20 years. But these brothers had a run, man, and they created hit fucking makers, hit songwriters. All right, I think they won for best songwriters. I know Chad and I mean, talk about talent, man. Talk about music producers to look up to inspire you. Check these dudes out. I don't know if you've been living under a rock somewhere, or if you're young. You know, I'll excuse if you're young and you haven't really heard of the Neptunes. You might have heard of Pharrell because he has Happy Now. He just did the soundtrack for Hidden Figures, which is hot. Pharrell is so talented, man. The dude was put on planet Earth to make music. But the Neptunes, you know, a lot of people don't know. That's probably young, don't know the impact these two had on the industry around that time. I mean, they had people. I mean, they got freaking Snoop Dogg to sing, man. They got Snoop Dogg to sing. I remember the first time I saw Beautiful, which is such the title of the song fits the song Beautiful. What an amazing song, man. The beat, everything, and it's simple. The thing that I learned, most thing that I took away from the Neptunes, is that music doesn't have to be complex. That music it's a secret to music. It's not a secret, but it's something to music of simplicity. It's simple, but don't think just because I'm saying simple is easy. It's simple, but at the same time, it's amazing because of the groove of the song, the way the song made you feel. They they pick the right sounds in it to touch certain. It gives you certain feelings. I mean, I can try my best to sit down and try to break down the Neptunes music, but I can't. I really can't. You gotta listen to it and tell me if I'm just being, like I said, they're on the top five. They're one of my greatest music producers of all time. All right. There's few producers that come along that touches my soul when I hear their music. Now, it's a couple songs that, there's songs I did that I don't really, I don't really like that they did, but it's not a lot. Trust me, it's not a lot. Every song, anytime I saw produced by the Neptunes, no matter if the artist, I didn't even fuck with the artist, but if I saw produced by the Neptunes or the Neptunes had something to do with the album, I'll go buy it. You know what I'm saying? That's how dominant they was as music producers. Now Pharrell is still making music. Like I said, he just did the Hidden Figures. Chad is working. I think right now, I know he's doing a project called Missile Command with another DJ. I'm not sure of his name, but don't get it twisted, man. These brothers is ridiculous. Okay, they had the majority of hip hop producers or producers period around that time trying to emulate their style, because it was so genius. And every time they try to emulate it, they just switch up on it. They switched up, but it still remained the same. I can't explain it. And that is the fucking recipe of a music producer, man. They just had it down pack to be able to switch it up, but at the same time, still let you know, hey, this is the Neptunes. That shit is easier said than done, man. All right, as a music producer, I still get stuck sometimes using the same drum kit or sometimes using the same chords. These brothers would switch it up all and still have that Neptune sound, that boom boom. I mean, this shit was just fucking genius, man. This shit was genius. One of my top five. I mean, when I speak of the Neptunes, I get excited, man, because I mean, like I said, there's not a lot of producers out there that touch me like that. They remind me of Rod Templeton and Quincy Jones, that duo. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, nah, you crazy. You can't give him that title, because we know Quincy Jones is Quincy Jones. And Rod Templeton, oh my God, has he written some fucking hits. But I give it to them, man. They remind me of Rod Templeton and Quincy Jones. They made beautiful music together, man. They were made to come together to make that music. I don't know if they know how special their music is. You know what I'm saying? Because it's theirs. But it was special, man, because it moved. It moved me to a certain, I can't explain it. It moved me in my soul. Now, it's real hard to explain, but music producers out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know when y'all hear a song or you have this certain music producer that you love and you play that music and you can't describe the feeling it gives you, but it gives you a feeling deep inside. Pharrell did, and Chad, y'all responsible for doing that, man. All right, for me. Like I said, and I don't know if there'll ever be another. Of course, there'll be other great producers, but I'm still waiting to see if any producer is going to inspire me like that. The closest anybody else has gotten to touching that thing in my soul, my spirit, close to the Neptunes. I won't say exactly like the Neptune, but close to it. I would give it to Justice League. I'll give it to Justice League, because I started fucking with Rick Ross because of Justice League. But this is not about Justice League. That'll be another video. But the Neptunes, Chad and Pharrell, thank you, man, for all the music y'all have given all around over the years. Thank you for inspiring me in my life and inspiring me to become a producer and raising that bar so fucking high for people to step their game up, their skills up, and elevate, man. So thank you guys, man, for watching, subscribing. If you haven't ever heard of the Neptunes, go and check them out. All right, y'all? Stay blessed. Peace.